DocTalk is brought to you by MERCK Animal Health, the science of healthier animals.
Hey, welcome to DocTalk. Thanks for joining us today. We got a great show. It's a topic we hear a lot about, autogenous vaccines. What is an autogenous vaccine and how do they work? How do we make them? Dr. Gary Anderson's here with me from the Veterinary Diagnostic Lab at Kansas State University. It's going to be a great discussion. You're going to learn a lot. Stay tuned.
As dependable as the sunrise, in dairy parlors, open pastures, on ranches and feed yards across America, a place where reputation is more than a name, where the science of healthier animals is a way of life. It's the responsibility that drives who we are and what we do. Every decision, every day. It's your livelihood and our responsibility.
Closed caption brought to you by AgriLabs, the perfect pairing of performance and value.
This segment brought to you by the new Hired Hand Portable Cow Sprayer. For more information, visit cowsprayer.com.
Hey, welcome to the show.
I'm glad to be here.
Good. Folks, this is Dr. Gary Anderson. He's the director of the Veterinary Diagnostic Laboratory here at Kansas State University's College of Veterinary Medicine. Very busy person, somebody that we're very proud of here at Kansas State, and I'm very thankful that you'd be on the show.
Yeah, I appreciate the invite and looking forward to the discussion.
Awesome. We're going to talk about autogenous vaccines, which I think people hear about a lot. You know, well, we use a lot of vaccines and we hear the term autogenous, but then again, people say, well, what the heck is it?
Sure.
So what is an autogenous vaccine?
Well, I think it's really difficult to talk about autogenous vaccines without looking at the other side of vaccines, and so that'd be the commercial vaccines in our typical way of thinking about vaccinology. So autogenous would be the more custom vaccines for our herds, and it's generally a herd-specific vaccine. A lot of attention needs to be given to diagnostics and finding the unique bug. And for sure, every situation doesn't require an autogenous vaccine. So we need to be very selective about the diseases we target for autogenous or custom vaccines. So an autogenous vaccine really starts with the organism that is the problem. Could be a virus, could be a bacterial agent, could be a toxin, something that an agent that does not have a commercial product available, or there's a unique strain emerging. So they're really out there for emergency situations or very specific custom needs.
Sure. So start me down. So basically what you're saying is it's a vaccine that is unique for the bug within a herd causing a problem. We isolate that bug and we make a vaccine specific.
That's correct. And sometimes the bias is, are these quality products? So you're creating a very specific vaccine for a very specific situation. Generally, that herd or the next adjacent herds, they're approved for, can go beyond that. But generally, we want to keep it within a specific herd and disease, looking for a veterinary client-patient relationship that really makes that critical or key to having the best product available. Diagnostics and adjuvants matter a lot for autogenous vaccines. And so it's some experience with how to make them, and I'd really like to address the differences between autogenous and commercial so people understand that at some point today.
Good. Well, we're going to. We got Dr. Anderson here, and we're going to We're going to spend some time talking about autogenous, different things that you can learn about autogenous vaccines, working with your veterinarian. Thanks for watching DocTalk. We're going to take a break. More after these messages.
This Meet the Future Veterinarian is brought to you by Zuprevo. Choose confidence. Choose Zuprevo for BRD treatment. Kathleen Morris is the 5th generation of a Texas ranching family, and her mother is a veterinarian, so it was natural for her to choose a career in veterinary medicine. Her main interests are in equine dentistry and podiatry, but she also loves working with small ruminants and livestock. After graduation, she will spend the summer working in Alberta, and then return to Texas to work full-time in a mixed practice.
Some call it a come-from-behind victory, an unlikely win, a reversal of fortune, snatching victory from the jaws of defeat. This is our moment, our victory dance, because we choose confidence. We choose Zuprevo for BRD treatment. Ask your veterinarian to prescribe Zuprevo. Zuprevo is a fast-acting, long-lasting BRD treatment that you can count on to get the job done. Choose confidence. Choose Zuprevo from MERCK Animal Health.
No matter where, no matter why, the Veterinary Health Center at Kansas State University is committed to providing quality patient care to animals and exceptional customer service to their owners. From routine checkups to emergency and specialty care, our world-renowned specialists and experienced professionals are here to discover, to teach, and to heal.
Let us know.
How can I help?
How can we help?
Do your cattle struggle with pink eye, BRD, or another disease? Contact Newport Laboratories for a customized solution. Our custom-made vaccines are produced using the specific diseases found in your area. These USDA licensed vaccines offer potential cost savings on vaccine and labor. Contact your veterinarian or Newport Laboratories the next time your cattle are in need of a custom solution. Newport Laboratories custom-made vaccine, because every situation is different.
Horn flies are a nuisance and a production loss, so getting rid of the problem is important. What I like about the vet gun is you don't have to go out there weekly to treat them with a topical fly applicant. It has some duration, it lasts. You see the increase in weight gain, it just works. I've used it on our 1,500 cow-calf operation, and it makes me more confident in saying, hey, this product's gonna work on your operation too.
This segment brought to you by the new Hired Hand Portable Cow Sprayer. For more information, visit cowsprayer.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to DocTalk. Dr. Dan Thompson here with Dr. Gary Anderson, who is the director of the Veterinary Diagnostic Laboratory here at Kansas State University, but has a vast research and industry experience with when it comes to vaccines. Developed a lot of vaccines throughout your career, has spent his career serving veterinary medicine in many different capacities, and we're very lucky to have him at Kansas State University. Gary, when we left, you know, one of the things that kind of stuck in my mind is you say sometimes people don't think autogenous has the quality that a commercial vaccine has.
Yeah, I think that is an inherent bias in the regulatory mechanism or process, and then how it's often viewed in the field. And when it comes down to the regulatory steps between autogenous and a commercial product, really there's only one difference. It's a big difference, but sometimes it's not that big a difference, and that is immunogenicity studies. So have the trials been done to really test that custom-made vaccine? And of course, that is why we're able to respond to emergency situations or unique situations, is because those studies are not required. So if you look at the production of an autogenous vaccine, it must be done in a licensed facility, USDA licensed facility. If it's a viral vaccine, it must be made on USDA approved cells. The outline of production is approved by the USDA, just like a commercial vaccine. We need to prove safety in other animals, and we need to prove that the product is sterile. So all of those things are part of a commercial vaccine as well as a custom-made vaccine. And again, the difference is how does it perform in animals? And that is largely left up to the practicing veterinarian to show that it's an efficacy in the field.
You bet. And so when you know, there are some, from where we've started out with autogenous vaccines in 20, 30, 40 years ago,
yes,
to where we're at today, the quality, the regulation, and the understanding, I mean, we're putting the components together that a lot of the commercial vaccines have.
correct.
So the only difference is we are responding in a unique situation, an emergency situation, and there's no product that's licensed.
Already licensed to deal with it. That's correct.
So how important is the you know, we got about a minute here before we take a break, but you know, what about the quality of the diagnostics?
Well, you know, but my bias is towards diagnostics, but truly, if you do not have high quality diagnostics, you don't find the difference or what makes that a truly custom vaccine. Whether it's finding a unique virus or a different strain of the bacteria or even a toxin. So the level of diagnostics has continued to leap forward in these last years. An example would be the influenza vaccines and the strain differences there. And so genetic sequencing helps us make better even autogenous vaccines.
Sure.
So we get into genetic sequencing even for custom-made vaccines.
You bet. One strain on one farm versus another, and we're responding to the emergency.
Absolutely.
Folks, autogenous vaccines are a great tool. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about some of the components that can go into these autogenous vaccines with Dr. Gary Anderson right after these messages.
The BQA Tip of the Day, sponsored by Beringer Engelheim Vetmedica, Inc.
I'm Dr. Kip Lukasevich with Production Animal Consultation. Today's BQA Tip of the Day is proper storage of your syringes. With our processing syringes, one of the common things that we find is that the syringes are hanging on the wall where sometimes the area can be dust-filled and dirty. So the best place to actually store syringes is either in the freezer. Your vaccine syringes is either in the freezer or in the refrigerator. The reason for that is that there's nothing that grows in a freezer. It's dust-free environment. No bacteria and no mold will grow at that temperature. In a refrigerator, there can be molds that do grow. And so if we're using automatic refill syringes, just make sure that you change the tubing on those syringes at least on a weekly basis so that no mold buildup or residues form in there that will harm your vaccines when you're processing. And that is the tip of the day.
Say this is a calf that's been run through the chute a few too many times. Going through the chute stresses cattle, causing them not to eat like they should. Luckily, Pyramid 5 plus Presponse SQ provides proven protection against key respiratory diseases in a single shot, with just one trip through the chute. Talk to your veterinarian about Pyramid 5 plus Presponse SQ, and soon your calves will relax and eat like a whole different animal.
The new Better Horses Network is worldwide, presented by Lucas Oil, featuring worldwide radio and TV with iconic hosts like Al Dunning, Sharon Camarillo, Ernie Rodina, Lindy Birch, and Craig Cameron. With American Cowboy, Horse and Rider, Brushy Creek, Cavenders, and Ride TV. Worldwide radio and TV, the all-new Better Horses Network.
It's easy to spot the man who uses Synanthic. With lower volume and less waste, Synanthic steps up your deworming routine. Get more deworming with less dewormer at Synanthic.com.
No matter where, no matter why, the Veterinary Health Center at Kansas State University is committed to providing quality patient care to animals and exceptional customer service to their owners. From routine checkups to emergency and specialty care, our world-renowned specialists and experienced professionals are here to discover, to teach, and to heal.
Let us know.
How can I help?
How can we help?
This segment is brought to you by the Beef Quality Assurance Program and the Kansas Beef Council, improving animal care and beef safety for more than 20 years.
Hey folks, welcome back to DocTalk. Dr. Dan here with Dr. Gary Anderson, Director of the Veterinary Diagnostic Laboratory at the College of Veterinary Medicine at Kansas State University, where we really have a good program in the VDL. Thanks to you and the leadership and many different pathologists and diagnosticians. So if you do need a veterinary diagnostic laboratory, we'd be glad to work with you.
Absolutely.
Adjuvants.
Very, very important part of any vaccine, or nearly every vaccine, but certainly critical for autogenous vaccines. And one of the key differences between some of the commercial vaccines and autogenous custom-made vaccines is the custom vaccines are all inactivated. So they're all what we call killed vaccines. So they should not be passing new disease on, but rather obviously protecting against the strains or toxins that are in that vaccine. So if you have an inactivated or killed vaccine, the adjuvant or the carrier is critical, and vaccine producers cannot use carriers that have not already been approved for that particular species of animals that they're going to be used in. So they've gone some rather rigorous studies to prove that those carriers or adjuvants do enhance the immune response, and they're safe in that particular species, whether it's a cow, sheep, pig, bird.
So what exactly does an adjuvant do?
Well, an adjuvant is normally around 0.25% of dose that you give the animal, and it carries the vaccine and helps the vaccines respond to the animal's immune system. So it holds the vaccine in place and allows the proper immune cells to be stimulated to come to the site and then stimulate a maximum, hopefully, immune response.
Okay, so it's getting it there, stimulating the immune system, holding it there, and making sure so it's a pretty important part.
It is a critical part of an autogenous vaccine.
And I think that when we think back to some of the autogenous vaccines, when we didn't have the adjuvant technology, we're working with killed vaccines. When one of the other things that pops up a lot is endotoxins. Mm-hmm. And I'm assuming that we have better systems now to clean up these vaccines and prevent endotoxin load within the autogenous bacteriums.
Absolutely. And sure, over these recent decades, the commercial vaccines have worked hard to clean up their endotoxin content, but the same technology translates to autogenous. And so that is always a concern and a consistent objective of an autogenous vaccine company as well.
Cool. When we come back, we'll do a little wrap-up on autogenous vaccines. Thanks for watching DocTalk. We're going to take a break, but more with Gary Anderson after these.
It's easy to spot the man who uses Synanthic. With lower volume and less waste, Synanthic steps up your deworming routine. Get more deworming with less dewormer at Synanthic.com.
Beringer Ingelheim Vetmedica Inc. knows the importance of beef quality assurance and asks you to step up and get certified. Go to bqa.org for details.
Broadband has become as important to us as highways. That is why DocTalk is teaming up with NTCA, the Rural Broadband Association, and rural broadband companies like Blue Valley Telecommunications in fighting for quality broadband access through the program Smart Rural Communities.
I don't think we have any idea
what's coming in the future. I couldn't have imagined 5 years ago what we're doing today. So in 2 years, I would guess there's things we can't imagine that we're going to be doing.
To learn more, visit ntca.org/smart or bluevalley.net.
Healthy cows start with the new hired hand automatic livestock sprayer. Rancher invented to provide an efficient alternative to pour-on and injectable parasite management systems. The portable design allows cattle to treat themselves head to hoof. Strategic device placement with pass-through activation technology takes the stress out of parasite treatment for cattle and the rancher, leaving more time to tend to other vital tasks on the farm. To learn more, visit cowsprayer.com. The new hired hand makes healthy cows easy.
Do your cattle struggle with pink eye, BRD, or another disease? Contact Newport Laboratories for a customized solution. Our custom-made vaccines are produced using the specific diseases found in your area. These USDA licensed vaccines offer potential cost savings on vaccine and labor. Contact your veterinarian or Newport Laboratories the next time your cattle are in need of a custom solution. Newport Laboratories custom-made vaccine, because every situation is different.
This hog is Hanover hoof for meal made from U.S. soybeans. Now, one hog isn't that impressive, but suppose we add another, and another, and another. Before long, you've got billions of hungry customers around the world all clamoring for the same thing. Our soybeans. Learn more about the billion-dollar appetite of animal agriculture at BeyondTheElevator.com. Brought to you by America's soybean farmers and their checkoff.
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
This segment is brought to you by the Beef Quality Assurance Program and the Kansas Beef Council, improving animal care and beef safety for more than 20 years.
Hey folks, welcome back to DocTalk. Dr. Dan Thompson here with Dr. Gary Anderson. We're at Kansas State University's College of Veterinary Medicine, where Dr. Anderson serves as the director of our Veterinary Diagnostic Laboratory, which sees millions of cases a year. He has a rich history in vaccinology, and we're very, very fortunate to have him not only at Kansas State University, but today on the show. You know, when we talk about autogenous vaccines, the one thing is we got to have the right relationship with our veterinarian.
Absolutely. Nothing really starts without that appropriate veterinary client-patient relationship. That is where it begins. The veterinarian must understand the herd situation and understand how autogenous vaccines can be used in that particular situation. They're just a tool in his toolkit, or her toolkit.
Absolutely. Quite a bit of regulation.
Absolutely. The regulation around autogenous vaccine is as rigorous as any other regulation the USDA has for vaccines. Again, that difference is those immunogenicity studies, which are critical, but there are many fussy things that the veterinarian, the producer, and certainly the manufacturer must pay attention to.
Yep. And we use these in kind of an emergency situation where we don't have any other choice.
That's right, and that's one of the beauties, if you will, of the custom or autogenous vaccine situation, in that it is not unusual for a vaccine to become available for that particular herd or that situation in 4 to 6 weeks. With a little bit of maybe a difficult growing bug, or maybe some of the viruses, it could be 6 to 8 weeks. But really, that's a remarkably short time to have another tool in your toolkit as a veterinarian.
You bet. And then, you know, when we were in between, you said there were two main things on these vaccines: getting the right bug and the right adjuvant.
That's right. Again, it's back to the relationship the veterinarian has with a diagnostic lab or his diagnostic entity, and then putting that together with the company that he or she is willing to work with, and making sure they understand the adjuvants that are involved in the various species and the kinds of antigens that they have to work with, bacteria versus viruses versus toxins.
And then working with the right company to build that is important because of the cleanliness and the regulation and things of that nature.
Absolutely.
So, well, thanks for being on the show. Folks,
for
thanks for watching DocTalk. I thought it was an outstanding show, a topic that we see a lot, but we don't really understand. And Dr. Anderson, you shed a lot of light on the subject, and we appreciate it.
Thanks.
We appreciate you watching DocTalk. Remember, always work with your local veterinarian, and if you want to know more about what we do here at DocTalk, you can find us at www.doctalktv.com. Thanks for watching this morning. I'm Dr. Dan Thompson, and I'll see you down the road. Closed caption brought to you by AgriLabs, the perfect pairing of performance and value.
For more information about this program or previous programs, go to DocTalkTV.com. DocTalk was brought to you by MERCK Animal Health, the science of healthier animals.